Hello and welcome back to another segment of
Encouragement Corner. Man, we just love doing this, you all. It is really an awesome feeling to be able to come every week and encourage you all through whatever it is you're dealing with or going through. We often find ourselves talking about a lot of these issues that we present you all on a consistent, on a daily basis. We have so many people in our lives that's dealing with so much. So we do this. It's almost like automatic. We just encourage. We love encouraging, and without encouragement, honestly, I don't know where we would be.
well, and all of the topics that we come here to talk about is usually things that we've seen, people deal with,
Right.
actually like the results of, things that people are dealing with and kind of the root cause of many of the issues. Number one of them is what we're going to talk about today
Yes.
is selfishness,
Yes.
right? And we've seen, the result of selfishness in the lives of couples, and all the time, people come to us or we hear about, different things that are happening in the life of people.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times what it boils down to is selfishness, right? Like one person wants their way.
Right.
Actually, everybody in the relationship wants their own
Things
way.
to go their way. That's right. That's right.
What about me?
Yeah. They think like you said, they only think about themselves. Selfish ambitions, their own interests. They think about themselves. So, but It's all about me. It's all about me.
Or what's in it for me.
Right.
It's actually, people actually go into marriages and relationships with, what am I getting out of this?
That's
More so than what do I bring to the table? What am I adding?
Mm-hmm.
What value am I adding to this? Which is typically overestimated, right? You overestimate the value you bring to the relationship because all you're thinking about is what you're going to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And when that relationship no longer meets my need,
right,
then I'm out.
Right.
We do our relationships like that. We do churches like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go to the church that meets my need.
Right.
Not about what value I can bring and add to this congregation, but what I get out of it.
And what I've noticed in a lot of counseling sessions that we've done, it's nobody wants to sacrifice anymore. It's like sacrificing is a bad word.
Yeah, for sure.
You want me to sacrifice something to have this, you want me to give up something to have that. And it's crazy to me because if you want to progress in life, in a relationship, in anything that you're doing, there are going to be sacrifices.
But even in sacrificing, right? Well, if I give up this, what are you giving up?
It's still
right? It's still about me.
Right.
Even in my sacrifice,
right.
I still want to make sure, I'm not getting what I feel like is the raw end of the deal.
Right. So why do you think so many people just have selfish ambitions?
Well, I think because it's just innate in our nature. We're selfish. I mean, look at it's not even something that you have to learn, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you can take two little kids and watch them play,
Mm-hmm.
right? You don't have to teach them to be selfish and cling to it and want to take everything that every other kid has.
Right.
You have to teach them to share.
Right.
You don't have to teach them to be selfish. It's just in our nature. Right. To want everything for ourselves.
So and not everyone is like this, but helping others. A lot of people say, well, I did it myself. I struggled. I pulled my own self up. I went through all of this. Then they can do it too. Some people don't want to help others come up. Some people don't want to help others progress in life. I'm not saying everybody. It's just you have some people who just have that selfish mentality that if I did this, if I went to school and I took 21 hours and I had children, I was a single parent, I still made it through college, I did all of that, then she can too.
But even in that, what people fail to realize, you still had help.
That's right.
Like,
That's
I
right.
think no matter what, if you go back and look at it somewhere down the line, somebody that did not have to, that did not have a vested interest in your success, still helped you.
So you think that every individual who sets out to accomplish a goal, every last one of them have some kind of help
Absolutely.
through that process?
Absolutely.
Do you think?
Because no man is an island. No person lives and dies unto themselves. Like, we interact with other people. So at some point you had favorable interaction with other people that you personally benefited from.
It's funny because when I think about this, Galatians 5:20 says, "Those who have selfish ambitions will not inherit the kingdom of heaven of God." And as Christians, we can't be selfish and expect to inherit the kingdom, according to Galatians 5:20.
Right.
So as a Christian, when you're selfish, what would you say to that individual being selfish? Like, I'm not helping them. I'm not doing that. I'm not giving up that information. It's so ironic because I remember a time when I was working in corporate America that I was up for promotion for this job, and I did all the work until they found somebody. Of course, you had to interview, and they brought people in to interview. I had to interview because I had to go through the process, but I did the job for almost a year, and they brought somebody else in, and then they asked me to train that individual for that position, and immediately I said, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I felt like, and then this is where I'm going with this when we talk about selfishness. I felt like I did all this work. I put in all this work. I put in all this time for this job. I got you all where you are today, and then you put me on the back burner and you give it to someone else, and you want me to help them? No, I'm not doing. Would you? And I didn't. Everybody who knows me, when I say I'm not going to do something, I'm not going to do it. When I say I'm going to do it, I'll do it. But would that be selfish on my part? Was that selfish on my part not to help that individual? Because we look at selfishness in so many different ways. It has so many aspects to it. What do you think? We keeping it real,
I don't know. Was that selfish for you not to help them?
Mm-hmm. I don't think it was. Even to this day, I don't think that it was selfish of me.
So why don't you think it was selfish?
Because I felt like if they hired this individual for the job, then she had to be qualified for the job. Why do you need my help? If she was not qualified, why not put the qualified person in the position?
So you felt maybe the company was being selfish.
Well, yeah, I guess so. I really didn't think about
it. Because
I
think that there's and this is kind of what I wanted to get to about this subject of selfishness, is that, like, where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line between being selfless, right, and then allowing people to take advantage of you, right? And so I think, possibly at that point where you're starting to feel taken advantage of is when you are not being selfish.
I can agree. Because you don't want to give whatever it is. Give your all, give your time, give your money. You don't want to continue giving and people begin to take you for granted.
And even if I do continue to give, I'm doing it from my own free will. Right? That I'm going into it fully aware, right, that I'm going above and beyond my, call to duty, so to speak.
And even in that, you still get tired.
Yeah, for sure.
You still get tired of giving, and people steady have their hand out. You still get tired. And so you ask, where do you draw the line? You have to know your limits. What are your limits? You have to know your limits of, how much can I take?
Well, and that's an important part too, right? So if you're trying to evaluate well, you know, if I do this for myself, or if I look out for myself, am I being selfish? Right? I think you have to evaluate that based upon, you know, well, what are really my limits? Like, how much do I really have to give? Right? And if I can't give this in comfort and peace of knowing, you know what I mean? Like, if I can't give it in good faith, then don't give it.
Right, definitely. But to me, that's not, you're not being selfish.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You're not being selfish at all.
Like, if I know that if I go ahead and train this person for them, I'm not gonna give them my best. Right? Because I'm gonna have animosity towards my bosses, towards my company.
Human nature, yes.
And I'm gonna look at you cross-eyed, thinking, if you got this job, why you not qualified to do this job? What you need my help for? Right? So I'm really not gonna do this in the best interest of this person.
Right.
And really help them.
Right.
So at that point, I shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And that is not being selfish.
Okay, because that was my question. I mean, I didn't feel like I was. You know, and another thing that I think about with selfish people, they will step on others to rise up.
Yeah, because that's another kind of thought that I was having towards selfishness is, you know, when a person is acting selfishly, they're looking for an advantage for themselves. Right?
How can I come up?
Right.
You know, whatever it takes for me to come up, I'm willing to do that. You have people with that mentality.
Right. I just want to make sure I'm on top of you.
Right. I don't have to, I don't care what I have to do. I don't care how I hurt you. I don't care, you know, who I have to step on. I don't care. I don't care. It's all about me. I just want to rise up. I want to be at the next level. I'm trying to get to the top. And if you're in my way, you're going to get stepped on. You're going to.
How can I use you to get to the top?
Yes. How can I use you? How, you know, what do you have that can benefit me so that I can get to the top?
Right. That's selfish.
Yes. I don't care. I don't care whether it helps you or not. I don't care how it impacts you. It's all about me.
Right.
That's selfish. So as children of God, as Christians, what should be our stance? You know, when it comes to drawing the line between being selfish and unselfish, what should be our stance? How do we determine when to? You asked this, you know. So how do we determine when to draw that line? How do we evaluate whether we're being selfish or not? Because sometimes people don't know that they're being selfish. It's just, it has become such a part of them. You know, when you do something over and over and over again, it becomes a part of you, and then now it seems right to you. It seems like the right way to do, the right way to act, and you don't recognize that you're that way. So let's back this up. How do you determine whether you are a selfish person or not?
Well, I think it's good. I think you got to have somebody in your life, right? If you're one of those people, then hopefully you have people around you, right, that will help you recognize when you're behaving selfishly, selfishlessly, right? I can kind of equate it to, you know, I'm a lonely child, right? And so I have a tendency to be selfish. It's not to me, it's not a bad thing. It's just natural. I was brought up by myself. I never had to share, right? And
only child syndrome.
That's what I was getting to, right? And so how my family will remind me if I'm behaving like that, oh, that's that only child syndrome. And something as non-threatening, it's not really, you know, we say it in a jokingly, lovingly way, but it still serves as a reminder, right? Like, yeah, bro, you being a little selfish.
And it's just a part of who you are. Like that's who you've always been, who you are. You're not a mean person, And actually, you're a very giving person.
For sure.
But there are certain, like you say, don't touch my stuff. You know, man, why you want the keys to my, you know, that's just a part of who you are. But here's the difference. Some people are selfish, and it's to the extreme.
Right.
You know, they want to hoard everything for themselves. You know, I think about how Momo used to say, God bless you so that you could be a blessing to others.
Yeah.
Not everyone
feels that way.
Yeah.
Not every Christian feels that way.
Right. You know, God bless me so that I can bless me.
Yeah. So he'll bless you too.
Yeah. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever.
What God did for me, he'll do for you.
That's their mentality. So it's not really.
But I think it's up to God to bring that to somebody.
Bring it to life.
Like he's much better
revealing
and revealing,
exposing.
If you want to, if he has to go that route. Yeah, for sure. I think, we have to figure out a place where we understand, man, you're not God. You can't, it's not your job to, to put that mirror up in front of somebody else and see you're selfish. God got it.
Yeah. And sometimes he will send people to speak that to you. Right. And a lot of times it can be a complete stranger or it can be someone closest to you. He knows who you will listen to. He knows how to get your attention. But being selfish is not the way to be. It's not the way to go.
And I think for the believer, it's, when you say it's starting to, like, how do we recognize it? I think it's impossible to really recognize that for yourself if you're not making a conscious effort to follow Christ.
Okay.
Right? If you're not being discipled, if you're not living the life of a disciple, then you have no cue. You have nothing to evaluate your behavior by, if that makes sense.
It makes sense.
Right? And so as a follower of Christ, right, then if I'm in the scriptures and I'm learning him, right, then I'll easily be able to recognize when I'm not behaving like him.
That's true.
Right?
That's
then
true.
How would Christ handle this situation? What would Jesus do in this situation?
Right.
You know what I mean? Would he look out for himself only? Or would he sacrifice his own comfort to do what was best, what was the right thing to do for somebody else in this moment? Right? Even if it cost me my own personal well-being. Right? Outside of a context of Christ and you following him, you won't have the necessary tools to make that evaluation.
Right. That's true.
Because you're making it off your own feelings and your own thoughts. In your own personal feelings and thoughts is self-preservation.
That's it right there.
Right? But if I'm making a conscious effort to follow him, to be like him, and to walk the walk that he walked, then he'll show me all the time. Right?
Yes, he will. Yes, he will.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the only safeguard I really feel like we have as believers. Right.
That's good. That's really good to make sure that Christ is the Lord of your life, so that he will. If you have a selfish mentality, and you're reevaluating this selfishness in your life, go to God and ask him, Lord, reveal it to me. He'll reveal it to you. Let me know, Lord, that I need to change this area of my life, but you got to be willing to listen to him and follow. That's good. All right. Selfishness.
Sounds like we've come to the end.
We've come to the end. This was good. This was really good.
As always, we hope that anything that we talked about here today is helpful to you, right? Maybe kind of help you put some things on your mind, help you see things a little differently, right?
Yeah. So we are really glad that you joined us for this session of Encouragement Corner, and we thank you so much. We hope that you got something out of this, and if you are that selfish person, go to God. If you're a Christian and you are that selfish person, take it to God, take it to him, and allow him to remove that from you. because He does bless us so that we can be a blessing to others. There's so many people out there need our help and need what we have to offer, whether it's a word of encouragement, whether it's financially or whatever it may be. God needs us. I mean, the people needs us. Amen.
All right.
All right. Sound like we're preaching, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to end this.
Yeah, I was going to nudge you.
Have a good day.
God bless you.